of the ages, the guardian of ancient secrets, and the voice of the old ways.
Do you think that the stones of Rome, with all their grandeur and might, could blind my sight? Do you believe that because I stand beneath foreign skies, far from the mist-covered hills of our sacred isle, that I am not attuned to the whispers of the wind, the songs of the earth, and the cries of the spirits?
Foolish! My eyes see beyond the limits of mortal men, beyond the walls of Rome, beyond the seas that separate us. Time and distance are mere trifles to me.
Let me show you just how far I can see, and you will understand the true extent of my power. Look around you and see the world as it truly is. But before we can talk of what is, we must first talk about what was. All things that are to occur have origins that birth them. Britain's fate has turned sharply over the past century. Constantine brought peace and knighthood to the land, but he was slain by the treachery of Vortigern. This led to Vortigern's rise and the Saxon threat, as the Saxons saw an opportunity to invade and conquer the land. Vortigern's tyranny sparked a rebellion, and Aurelius Ambrosius restored order, introducing feudalism and knightly warfare. Uthar's lust for all that was not his fractured the realm, leaving Britain in chaos and vulnerable to Saxon conquest. The Saxons have seen an opportunity to invade and conquer the land, and they have taken advantage of the situation. It is not just the Saxons who have their eyes on the fractured kingdom of Logres. There are many great warlords who would take advantage of this time of anarchy. Cerdic, the last living son of Vortigern Tyrannus, not of his first wife, but the Saxon Rowena. He is more Saxon invader than person of Britain, and for that the people of this land will reject him. He poses a great threat for Britain, should the Saxon warlords unite behind him. King Idres is as much an invader of Britain as the Saxons. He represents the worst in men, an opportunist who will claim at any cost. He is amongst those who would profess that might is right, and for that I would wish him a swift end, but for the growing concern that his son Prince Mark would be far worse. Nanteliod, the descendant of Vortigern the tyrant, and Vortimer the people's king? Of all the invaders of Logres, he is the most worthy. But most is not to say that he is right as a high king. The land will decide. It always does, for the land and the king are one. None should forget of Lot, a great North king from a line of great North kings. He is without fear, but for that of his deceitful wife Margals. With enough time, he will unite the North against Logres and settle a score that his people have been waiting generations to settle. But are those that still stand in place of a Logres king enough to hold the invaders at bay? It is uncertain. The Saxon invaders are powerful and numerous, and the Angles are also a threat. The land is vulnerable, and it needs a strong leader to defend it. If the land falls, the invaders will not stop until they have conquered all of Britain. Ulfius, the perfect duke, a dear friend to Uther. Despite his disdain for my presence, I can say that it was no fault of Ulfius's counsel that Uther let his nature consume him. I suspect he would run me through if he had the chance. Even so, he remains the barrier that Logres needs from the Saxons and Angles, who press their advance further west. Duke Corneus is one of the rudest and most stubborn of men I have ever met, and it is in these qualities that he defends Logres from the north so successfully. It was a blessing that he did not meet his end when Octa and Eosa sacked Lindsay. I will share a secret with you now. It is what I have seen. It is not in these warlords that the fate of Britain will be decided, but in the caliber of the next High King and the qualities of the knights who stand beside him. The knights of Britain must be strong and loyal, and the High King must be wise and just. If they should falter, so too will the land.
All right, we are live with Anarchy in the Vale, which sounds like it could double as a J. Cole album of some sort. Let's go ahead and kind of do a real minor recap of the previous year, and then we get to do some winter phasing, which is real minor. I think we got through everything I needed you to get through in 503. In the event I'm wrong, and we did just the UFO feast and not Christmas, then I will just give you guys a backdated couple of checks to see if anything went up, and then give you a little bit extra glory. But I'm almost positive we did the feast we focused in on. I'm almost certain was the Christmas feast. So, let me just pull up the events. They're not as fresh in my brain because this is a little bit behind the year I'm running other games. So let me just make sure I'm accurate about exactly what happened in 503. Give me one sec.
Sure.
If you're watching this, we do Community Pendragon, two different kind of mini campaigns, Anarchy in Londinium and Anarchy in the Vale. We also do drop-in open Pendragon, which hasn't been as successful lately, partly because we started these up. Okay, so 503, London. Yeah, okay, I was right. So last year, here are the two key events. London fell, which I think you guys were at the battle, yes? You did fight in the battle? London did fall this year to the Saxons. So the Saxons of Kent and Essex now claim kind of joint rulership of London. In addition to that, the North, led by Malahut and Dira, I'll show you up here. Malahut and some of their Saxon allies invaded Lincoln. Lincoln did manage to hold off. So Lincoln is kind of the northern border of Logris, which is a kingdom you guys are a part of. They were successful in holding it off. Technically not without the aid of the foreign king Ninteliot. Ninteliot and Duke Cornelius of Lincoln are believed to be allies at this point. Let's do an intrigue roll and make sure you all know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I actually passed intrigue for one. Every other time has been a complete fumble.
Gladivere, you would know about London for sure. You maybe don't know about Lincoln. So just hold on to that note because we won't take that because we got to do winter phase. So this is like your yearly upgrade. Because we zoomed in over a number of things, I'm gonna we're gonna do a real quick check-in with folks, and ask. Actually, no, we're gonna do this randomly. Do this the right way, as it is. Hold on. Okay. These are just going to be like almost kind of behind the scene little vignettes of what you might have gotten up to in the fall and winter, like leading into winter phase, basically. Vadin. We'll start with you first. Please roll me a d10.
Six.
Okay, and then roll 2d100 for me. Okay. What would have been your primary intentions? Like, you got any ambitions for Vadin that he would have wanted to try and see through in some of his downtime?
We were hunting for a potential spouse.
Okay. That will inform what I did. Okay, perfect. Here is the thing. You're finding lots of great spouses. Your wealth is a barrier right now. Not having enough wealth is a barrier for you right now to entry. For the ideal ones, the ones that come with the spouses that come with a manor or some kind of political alliance or some kind of rise in politics, you're finding like a barrier. So the question I have is, knowing that knowledge, what would Vadin aim to do? Given that, is there a humbleness with that? And it's like, yeah, that's okay. I still want to find like the right, the right wife, or is this more like something else, where you would be like, no, that's okay. I realize that my lot in life, and I'll find, either a poor noble or a common wife.
I think he'd try and flex his appeal to give himself a leg up into the next rung of the nobility.
Okay. I will get you to do two things then. I'm going to get you to do flirt and intrigue as tests. Do you have ticks on either of those already?
No.
Okay, check them both. You are successful in kind of spreading your name around Silchester as an eligible bachelor. So, despite your limits, you're getting a lot of attention right now. So you're in a position. We'll go into whether or not you want to get married in the winter phase, but at least to say those barriers that we just mentioned are gone. More importantly, you've got a couple more skills that might climb up in the downtime. So there we go. We'll go to Gladivir next.
All right. You want to roll something?
Yeah, roll a d10 from you real quick.
Okay.
Hey,
6 as well.
Yeah, roll me 2d100 and then state your original intentions, or like your primary intentions.
I 2d100 equals 54. I think Gladivir at this point is trying to I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not totally sure, honestly, of like what he would want to do. But I think it's kind of just at this point recognizing that he's on one of the lowest totem poles, low rung of a totem pole. He wants to kind of build himself up however he can, whether that's training or maybe just trying to figure out opportunities to maybe find. I don't know how easy it'd be, but like he wants to find a lord to work for. He wants to be a vassal knight. He doesn't want to be just a
mercenary knight.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
But I don't know as far as winter, like how that goes. If that's something that or if I should look at other things to do.
Well, no. I think. What's your glory right now?
Glory right now is a 1108.
1108. Okay. I think you. Well, let's test. You can test modest or proud, your choice. If you succeed at that, then it gets ticked. If you don't, you test the opposite one, and then if that one succeeds, you take it.
I'm gonna go with modest first.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So tick modest. You realize you have an honest reflection in yourself, and you realize that a low rung knight, mercenary knight, so as in you don't have a lot of connections here in Silchester to simply, kind of force your way in. You realize, in your reflections, you realize it would be different if you had a lot of glory to bring upon your name. So I think in the fall, we're gonna say that you actually. Let me just check this here. Yeah, we're gonna say you fall in with a mercenary group over the fall.
Okay.
Even though the primary fighting's done, you managed to go away for some minor skirmishing.
Just to build up glory, basically.
Yeah. Well,
that makes sense.
We'll say you do it like around the Saxon shore because there's still people harrying, the Saxon shore. You can choose one of 3 skills to focus on: a weapon skill, horsemanship, or battle.
Ooh.
And
battle, 100%. Yeah,
okay.
I think battle is a safe bet.
Okay, go ahead and test it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So your situation brought extra risk for it if you didn't succeed at that. We're gonna test your weapon skill and horsemanship still, but these are just to see how you fare. These aren't going to be
battle.
tick opportunities. Yeah.
Okay, horsemanship is pretty bad. Okay. And my best weapon is actually the spear, and it doesn't seem I do too well on that, but
okay, it's all good. We're gonna do it this way. Okay, yeah. So you take one minor wound, basically, like nothing that's hard to recover from. You're on top of that. Hold on, you're gonna take a little bit more. You're thrown off your horse as well. Forgot about that. But you managed to fight well overall in things. You can add an additional 25 glory.
Oh, incredible.
You charge the enemy and immediately fall off your horse, landing on an enemy nobleman who you capture, and everyone warns you're a great hero.
Yeah. Despite your own individual skirmishing, you impress your commander, who is, let's see, there's a couple major figures around. Okay. You're fighting up north, right? This time? Yeah, you fight in Sir Brastius's unit. Give me a recognize plus 10.
Ooh. Okay. So I just add 10 to the roll, essentially?
Yeah, I'll ask you for a modifier. And,
so close.
Right, okay, you know what? I don't think there's any way you don't know the first part, so we'll say you don't know the second. He became King Uther had 2 kind of personal guard, like captain of the guards. His first one, Sir Bellius, died in fighting in Cornwall, and then Sir Brastius became his captain.
Captain of the guard. Okay.
Yeah. Brastius swore off sort of serving any would-be king, and now he's a mercenary. He leads a mercenary unit. But you're not really sure what he did prior to Uther. You don't know a lot about his past. Yeah. So that's a general layout for Gladivir.
Cool.
We will go back to Theodric now. Theodric, I will take a T10 from a D10, not T10. Yeah. All right, and then all right, 2D100. Look at these 6s. That's a 36
I know.
in a row.
6,
Number of the
6,
beast.
6.
Yeah.
We're obviously trying to summon Satan, confirm.
I'm so proud of you boys. The paganism is spreading.
Okay, that's interesting. Theodric, what is your primary intention?
I think after seeing Chaelwolf being so beaten up, like melancholic at the right before the feast, he's just trying to spend time with Chaelwolf, basically help him out with, basically not feeling terrible about whatever it is that happened.
Okay. Sounds good. And let's see. Okay. Do that. Okay. You can give me a romance test there, if you'd like. Yeah, so there's just still this wall there and you don't know what that's about. Give me an intrigue test. Oh.
Yeah, no idea.
Ooh, damn.
Of course,
Buddy.
if not consistent.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna focus on this. Dice say no.
No.
Yeah. Okay. That might explain something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is his father still alive? Did we establish that? Are you still?
I don't think we established whether his father was still alive or not. I'm assuming he isn't, but
I'm gonna make it a
don't know.
50-50. Okay.
That's fine.
10 and below, yes. Yes. We'll say he's sickly though, with a 9, since you just barely passed it. He's sickly. He's old. He was wounded in London. We'll say that his father isn't just a manor lord, but he holds some like minor plots of land in Barrack for Duke Ulfius. And as a result of that, now that everyone kind of knows he's sickly, it's like the kin are coming out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, is he sick? Oh, that's too bad. Is he sick? Oh, well, I guess. Yeah. So you're starting and you're watching Chillwolf just be like low on himself and depressed, and he's not doing a good job at fending off these like vulture kin that might start trying to pick at. Like obviously he has clear claim to the manor, but those extra dimensions are questions, right?
Right.
None of which are manors. They're probably like smaller dimensions, but they could grow into manors, kind of thing. And he's not doing a good job. He should be. He normally would be, but this depression, perhaps prolonged by his father's illness, right? He's just not having a good time too. So
that was gonna be my assumption, was that it's because his dad is so sick and not doing well that he's struggling.
Yeah. So we'll say you kind of you spend your time trying to, or like you get the knowledge perhaps a little too late that these kin are kind of circling around like vultures around the extra inheritance.
Right.
Okay. All right, and then we'll go to Wayland.
Wayland. Hello.
D6.
Yar.
These are just little extra plot points, so you don't feel like our random characters in the story.
That's a 5.
5. All right. I need 2d100 twice then.
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
It's because I'm pagan, isn't it?
That's because you rolled a 5.
Yeah, whatever.
Rolled under a 6.
First one is 68 and 9.
Okay.
And then the second one is 27 and 75.
Ooh. All right. So let's start with what would Wayland's focus be?
I think Wayland is looking to get a squire, partially because, you know, all good knights should have one, and also because the last couple times he was telling stories, he could have used someone to be like, nope, don't talk about that weird pagan stuff in front of all of these guys. You know.
Mm-hmm. Where do you go looking for a squire?
Because just where local towns, anywhere.
So like let me just cut in here real quick. So
Yeah.
the concern, like I don't know if it's a concern for you or not, but you're certainly not going to find a pagan in Silchester, if that's of any concern for you, right? Like the further east you go, sorry, I should clarify. You're not going to find a British pagan in Silchester. You might find like a Wotensman, not Wotensman, a Wotan worshipper, like a what is it called, Wotane.
Yeah, Wotan.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he's more concerned about like having a pagan squire, and it's more concerned about like he's having someone that he can like look at and be like, oh no, they're not responding, and then change directions, you know, or just someone to tell his weirder stories to that has to listen to them.
Okay, one sec. Okay. You find a like a key opportunity to take on a squire. You learn that he is let me just see. Okay, yeah. He's from Berwick originally, a Saxon, but he's displaced. He has no home. He would be highborn, but he's also a displaced highborn. So in times of anarchy, it's like the equivalent of, being commonborn, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Give me like a folklore test. I would accept fairy lore, but you'll get less. And I'll accept an intrigue.
In place of or in addition to?
In addition to.
For the earlier intrigue roll we made, should we take that if we succeeded?
In which setting were you in? Were you in court or feast, rather?
It was right at the beginning of this session where we were learning about
No,
London
hold on.
and what happened.
You're holding on to that till, because that'll be like the next year's intrigue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you'll be taking that. If you succeeded at that, you'll be taking that in the next year. But we're doing winter next, and then everything will go unchecked, and then you'll add that check. So, yep.
Yeah, that's fine. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. All right.
Oh, critical.
Yep. Okay. You don't know much about this yourself, but the people around him, we'll say that you find him in like a barrack settlement, which is barrack is just part of Silchester, and it's over here-ish. They say that he's cursed by Woden. All his skills are like masterful. In fact, when you find him, he's looking after, like he's taking care of a knight who's been wounded, and like the scholars and stuff say he does a fantastic job. The Christians don't pay any heed to a curse from Woden, but the Wodanic Saxons won't get anywhere close to him. The question for me is Waylon concerned with that?
I think Waylon thinks that's really interesting and could lead to some fun stories to tell.
So that doesn't answer though for sure. Is he? Are you gonna? Yeah.
I don't think he pays too much mind to it. He knows that, people can be superstitious over silly things. Omens aren't always, a thing. So I don't think it doesn't affect him negatively.
Okay.
You could throw a spiritual or worldly check against it.
Sure.
Sure. It won't count as a tick because we've already established that, but I like that.
Yeah.
All right, and then worldly test. Yeah, so we won't count it as a tick, but I think in this case you're just like, it's not your faith first off, right? And you might find it fascinating, but I don't think you give it much credence. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So his name is Merrick, spelled like that.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Okay, and then he is probably older than 15, so we'll see. He's 16. All right, that gets us through all the pre-winter stuff. So that will close out 503. We will then move to... I don't have a Winterface page up. Let me bring one in. I might have it archived, though. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that's good. This may not be the most up-to-date one, but we shall see. All right, so a lot of this you won't have to worry about, because even for you, Theodric, if you want to do some of this, you can do it like, off screen. And in fact, we probably won't worry about it till the father dies, as far as manor stuff. So, just to note up here too, I don't know how much I've explained this, but if you're not a knight, you'd be a sergeant if you're a horse riding militant figure.
Cool.
And then squires who age out and don't gain knighthood are called esquires in the setting. Bastard knights are household knights. There's landed knights, and then banneret would be significant estate holder of some kind, specifically for the king. Baron's the first real true warlord, and then from there you go into counts, or recently there's been named an earl, then duke, and then kings. So that's kind of the layout. So first thing we do, folks, is we do experience checks. So everything that you were told to tick prior, if you pull up your sheet, you should have a number of check marks on your sheet. I want to check with Vadin and Gladivir because I know you guys are new-ish to the game. Did either of you? Did both of you both should see like a series of checks on your sheet at least?
Yeah, I've been on top of that, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so what you're gonna do, and we'll get because Rebecca plays in like my game every week. They're pretty familiar with the routine, so let's get them to kind of show you what they do first with experience checks. So they're going to quickly rifle through all their checks for us, and there might be some examples that I get to show for results. That's why I'm going to get them to demo first, and then we'll get everyone to follow. If you could kindly.
Man chooses.
Okay, so because
Oops.
yeah, you're all
Ignore
good.
that sword roll. That was.
Oh, you didn't have a sword check?
I did not.
Okay. So courtesy goes up by 1 because you failed it.
Oh.
Yep.
Mhm.
So the lower the number, the more likely you are to succeed at growing in it just by getting a
Oh,
tick. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Intrigue goes up. Recognize
Damn.
does not.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to know a face. Am I right?
Right. Those 2 are up and unchecked, and then recognize is unchecked without going up.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a crit or you know what I mean, so I can show that
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
But
yeah.
If not, I'll explain it
I
at the end.
believe that those are all of my checks.
No battle check, no
Is it-
horsemanship check,
No.
no trait checks.
Nope.
Interesting.
I know. Didn't do too great with the
With the
cards
rolls.
last feast. And
Gotcha.
I succeeded on I think one of the checks. I think it was my sword check, or one of them during the battle, but I don't think it got checked.
If you succeeded during battle with sword check, then you would test it. So go ahead and raise that. Yeah, since you already tested
All right,
it there.
cool. Nice.
Yeah, in battle especially. Battle is like if any time is the time where you check like battle weapons and horsemanship, it's during a battle because it represents like hours on a battlefield. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
okay, I don't like 4. 4 is not quite enough. I'd say minimum 5. What is your highest virtue? Or let's say, what is your highest pagan virtue? Or vice?
I think it's energetic. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, let's do it the opposite way. What's your lowest pagan virtue?
Ooh. Those aren't marked. All right. Let me double check pagan virtues real quick.
Do you have them written down somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
I try to
It's
give it. It's
generous, energetic, honest, lustful, and proud. And so, my highest on there. Yeah, it would be. Oh, my lowest. Generous. Honest is a 10.
Yeah, test honest. I didn't see any dishonesty from you last session that I recall, or last couple sessions. Okay, no bueno. That's okay. We tried.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. All right.
It's like, hey.
Okay, so we didn't get a crit example, but if you crit, our house rule for this game, this is entirely a house rule. So normally a crit would be, sorry, you didn't fail, so you get nothing. But this is really sad to see the word crit up there and not get
Nothing
anything for
happens.
it. So our house rule is when you do crit, you go up and you retick automatically. So you yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for the next year. And then a fumble isn't anything special one way or the other. So if you fumble, it just counts as a failure, and allows it to go up by 1. So,
Okay.
yeah. And all right, so y'all can just start testing your checks.
Okay.
Yeah. No special order. Modest goes up for Victor. Forgiving goes up for Gladivir.
Hey, there's the
Valorous goes
critical.
up for Victor. Ooh. Victor's flirting goes up and he retakes it. Intrigue does not go up for Victor. And then horsemanship goes up for Victor. Gladivir's modest does not go up. Sword goes up for Theodric.
For
That's
me.
really great. Yeah, that's hard to
And
do.
I only had those 2 checks. Should I check anything else?
Hey, give me a second here. I'll get through Gladivir and then we'll talk to you.
Yeah,
You must have had a lot of
more.
failed rolls then.
Oh. That is it.
Okay. And did you have 5 Gladivir?
There. That was 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm doing okay.
Modest sword. Test romance, Jacob. God damn it. Okay, test.
I know.
Yeah. You put a lot of effort into
Intrigue.
intrigue, even though you never succeeded, so I'll give you an intrigue test. Right?
God
And-
damn it.
It's a tough year for us.
Oh, one time.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. What do we want to do for test generous. Hey, there you go. All right, so that generous goes up 1 and you tick it. Okay, that brings us out of the check part of this. We will go right down all the way to just the leveling up stuff. So, down in step 6, you'll see experience improvements. So for this, you have 3 options here. You can get 5 skill points, which you can upgrade to 5. You can take that pool and you can upgrade. You can plug them in anywhere you want, as long as you're not plugging something past 15. So you can go, okay, I'm going to take intrigue from 13 to 15. I'm going to take flirting from 2 to 3. And I'm going to take stewardship from 4 to 6. And that covers off my 5 points, right? Or you can take anything that is a skill that is 15 and raise it above 15 by 1. So you can say, rather than a pool of 5 skill points, I'm going to take my swordsmanship, which is 16, and raise it to 17, right?
Okay.
And then alternative to those 2, you can find a passion or attribute or trait. We do allow traits. And you can raise it by 1. So you could go. The exception with that is size. You have to talk to me if you want to raise your size. So
Okay.
usually it has to do with, like, we'll allow a size climb, but you need to track your original size then, because we don't want people starting at 10 and growing to 18. This is ridiculous.
You ruined my master plan.
You'd be surprised. It's come up,
Was there-
unfortunately.
Was there also a thing that we were playing around with about raising skills above a certain point taking time?
Usually when you get into the 20s more so.
Okay.
Yeah. What we're trying to avoid is like people will crunch to the 20th degree. So we're having like people with swords trying to get their sword to be the best sword in the land, which is fine, but it should take more than just throwing a point in every year, in my opinion. So we've been monitoring that a little bit more for those that have been growing to really ridiculous exalted level, like Lancelot level stuff.
I am putting
Well-
2 into sword to make it 15 and 3 into battle to make it 15.
Okay.
I've got mine done.
I put 3 into flirt to venery, which is the cultural skill
Yep.
for flirting and romance.
Yep.
To make it 15, and then I put 2 into intrigue to make it 15. Now let's watch as I just continuously fumble.
You're like, God damn it, I will succeed at
Pretty
these.
much every single time.
I mean, we have a character that has like a 19 in hunting, and she continuously fumbles all the time. It's like insane. It's insane how that happens.
Yeah, we gave her the name Elian the Lost now as a result of the fumbled.
Oh my god.
The fumbled hunting rolls.
Could we increase like appearance as well?
Yes, so that's just 1 point. You'd have to
in like an attribute. That doesn't increase like other skills though. It's not like a carryover effect where it
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Your starting skills were just that. They were like like what you're naturally inclined to. They give you like a bonus, but yeah, they don't grow the number anymore. So, for example, the upping your appearance doesn't raise your flirting.
Yeah, right.
Or appeal. I guess we might as well go with that. So, last thing last, you take the additional glory that y'all gained, and you move the glory from this game into your total glory. So when you gain glory throughout the year, it doesn't count as your total glory until the end of the year. Your next big mark that you want to target is 2,000. At 2,000, you go up from kind of like an unknown knight to like a notable knight, I think it's called, or maybe renowned. I don't know. There's different levels. I forget what it's called.
All right. So we just add the glory to the total and then put it back to 0. Like this game, glory goes back to 0.
Yeah, glory this game was to 0 after you brought it together.
Okay. You're at 1,200 now.
Right?
Life is good.
I'm only at 1151.
Well, I just crossed 2,000 glory.
Hey!
Wow. Nice.
So I think, can I bump up my size with that?
Yeah, you have to track your original size, but yes, you can.
I already have that. It is 16.
Oh wait, sorry. No, you can't. Not with training. You can with glory.
For a glory point.
Yes, yeah. For a glory point, you can. You do need to track your original, so your cap will be 18 to grow to as a 16.
Yep, and that's just one more, and I don't think I'm crossing that before I won't be able to make any improvements on attribute.
The reason why I do that too is just kind of like, I like the idea of glory being able to make you bigger than you actually are. I think that there's lots of like, not to get too scientific, but people that are really skilled or really renowned sometimes come with an intimidation factor, and I think that's kind of an amusing, fun Arthurian way to recommend that.
Yeah,
I think of
They look bigger than they are.
Yeah. I think of like how Braveheart handled William Wallace actually being, because William Wallace was considered historically like rather large, right? But they handled Mel Gibson playing him by suggesting that he wasn't actually that you know that it was
8 foot tall and shoot lightning bolts
from his arse. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. So
what's the 7B, the some trait bonus over 16?
Yeah, so that's a good point. So for all your traits that are 16 or greater, help me out, because I thought we had a
It's traits and passions.
Traits and passions. Yeah, I think this is an older sheet, so maybe I'll just write.
So yeah, while you're doing that, I can explain. So basically, if you have any traits or passions that are 16 or higher, you get to add those together. So for example, I have energetic 16. That's my only like famous trait or passion. So I add an extra 16 glory to my total.
Ooh,
I
okay.
have 2.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I also
So
too.
then you would add 32.
Yeah,
Basically, you add the level of that skill.
Yeah, so you have 17, you add 17 for that. And it's not for skills, only for traits and for passions.
Right, sorry, traits and passions.
You're all good. And then you add that in before you calculate your new glory. So you can just add that right into your total glory.
Okay.
It would be good to know, just for my own memory, if you have famous traits, if you want to just read them out to me. Traits or passions.
Yeah, Vadin is energetic 18.
Okay.
And honor 17.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Wayland is energetic 16.
Okay.
Gladivir is generous and temperate.
Noted.
Justin Valorous are 16, and Love Jailwolf is 16, and then Love Family is 16.
Dang.
He's
Also,
playing
old man.
Yeah, he's playing an older character and someone who was around for Open Pendragon prior, so that's kind of why. The game actually does a pretty good job at, like, to some degree anyways. The idea is that at some point your character's going to die and you're going to be the equivalent of a level 1 again. So it does a pretty good job at handling the skill gap rather. So okay.
Can I breed my super horse?
Goodness.
I'm reading down the page as we're sitting here.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, with a warning of that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have a horse or stables yet, but it's certainly something you could chase down in character. To give you a serious answer to that.
Now, under passions, the honor I have is 20. Is that would that count as a
20 honor?
Yes,
I was
which
gonna say how.
Damn.
seems a little that could be a mistake on my end, but it was also random. I don't remember if that was
Maybe you rolled high and then got a bonus last game or something, like credited or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But I don't even know how honor works, so I don't remember rolling it. Like, in terms of, like, it didn't come up last session. It might have just been in character creation.
Yeah, hold on one sec. This is
I remember we were all high. I don't remember you being 20.
That's the nice thing about Roll20 is that I feel like it can track.
Yeah, I'm going back right now. Give me a sec. I think it's relevant enough where we should just quickly find out.
I was gonna say.
Bear with me here a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good times. Roll 20 error. Let's try again. Give that a second.
Let me see if my notes say anything about it.
I think it's gonna work this time. This takes a minute.
Mm-hmm. I guess actually, worst case scenario, I could just look if the stream has a VOD somewhere. I can just look through that and figure out what the heck.
I don't know if we did session 0 though.
I don't think we did.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. We're gonna quickly. Then what do you go by in here where you listed as?
It was Varkanos, I think, probably at the
Varkanos.
time.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, give me a sec.
That and what is your honor at?
17.
Oh wow. Okay.
Chris was 15. I was 17. And I thought you were higher than me, but I thought you were like 18 or 19.
Yeah, 20 seems like it'd be very high.
Did you put points into it? No, that wouldn't have worked. Or you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't think that would have. I'd have to put like 5 years into it or something.
Yeah, I don't have any rolls from you on it, so I think that would suggest that it didn't go to 20. There's no way it went to 20. Maybe it's I would accept 18 for now, and then maybe
and then we can think about it more. Yeah.
Yeah. And we can see if we can track down any notes on it or something. But
yeah. Now that all being said, as a passion, does that count towards glory or?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Mhm.
Okay. So I need to add that as well. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I should have written.
Oh, no
wrote
problem.
something down about it.
You're all good. Okay. Give me one minute here, okay? Actually, we'll BRB for like 2 minutes, and then we'll pick back up in the next year.
Sure.
wanted to make sure. All right, we are back. We are moving into the year 504.
Real quick, Bob. Thea, are
Yep.
you here? Okay, I didn't hear him. That was all. Go ahead. Sorry for the interruption.
No, you're all good. Appreciate that. So, just a quick changing landscape, just so you all can see it. We have up here we have Lincoln that held strong, but you'll notice that they have now the green border because they have allied with King Nantiliad. So those who passed the intrigue at the very beginning of the session can add a tick to your sheet now. Those who don't, you still know that London was successful. Or, sorry, the Saxons were successful against London. So, London, that has not been conquered and said not to be conquered, has been conquered. It's kind of like a significant impact to the island. It's a major port. It is kind of, it's the seat of the king formerly. So, not good. Not good. All right, and then we're gonna do what knights do at Easter, and we're gonna do another feast.
Hell yeah!
So, at which you'll find out more about what your options are for the year. This year is a little less prescribed, let's say. Let me just put on some feast music. I'm going to shuffle all these away. Recall the cards. And the shuffle. Okay, so the deck is shuffled.
Well, hopefully I'm not on the floor this time.
Fully not.
And then I will just give me a sec. I need some more. I need to populate some people here. There is not enough.
Populate.
Tiliad's Legacy recently. All right. Bear with me while I dump some tokens here.
Yup.
Well, that sucks. Whatever. It's fine. Duke Ulfius here. Ufo's here. For Lady Jenna, I don't have her more updated token with Ufo's shield, but she would be having it now because she is now wed. This is taking place in Silchester, city of Silchester. And we'll make it a 2-round feast. We will move you all down here. And there are, of course, more people here than what you see. These are just the tokens we have represented today. All right, with that, we'll start with an app roll from everybody to see where you're seated.
Success.
Great success.
Ooh.
And Vadin, when you are ready.
Yep. Success as well.
Awesome. All right.
I'm the only one.
The feast is almond omelet, artichoke stuffed with blueberry rice, and a selection of
Yes.
cheeses.
Mm.
Give it to me.
Okay, that brings us to Theodric. It's your go, sir. Let me know if you need a reminder of anything that you can do.
Is it just click or drag to draw?
For cards, you're at 2,000 now, right? 2?
Yes.
So you get 2 cards. Drag and drop. We'll put it down. I haven't seen you drop anything yet.
Okay, because I had drawn 2, but I will, I guess I'll try again.
Oh.
Where are they going?
They're
They're
in my. They're in my.
They're in yours? That's weird.
They were, and then they went away.
That is so weird. I don't know.
Try just dumping them, like dragging and dropping them right out to here. It should work.
Okay.
Make sure they're away from the names. Yeah, there you go.
Right. Okay, that was probably my problem.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. You know what? I am gonna try and lead a dance, but it's probably not gonna go well.
All right, sir, when you're ready. Only a fumble results in badness, so.
Right. And would geniality apply? Because if so, I have 1.
You shouldn't. You don't have 1 yet. You don't have any geniality till the end of the round.
Oh, okay. I thought I got 1 for being like near the salt.
You do just at the end of the round, or end of your action, kind of thing. So. Oof.
Yeah.
So it
would have been close, but it's not that.
It wouldn't have helped anyways. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way we describe this, there's a reason why there's no sort of comment on the card. Dancing isn't something knights are known for, to say the least, and you didn't embarrass yourself with a fumble, so that's the important part. You still get 1 for leading the dance, and then 1 for being near the salt. So 2 total. Not a bad outcome, to be honest.
It really is.
There are worse cards. All right, that brings us to Wayland.
Yeah, speaking of worse cards, let's see if I draw one. Oh. More food. Another platter of food is brought out. This is all players.
Oh no.
Oh. Interesting.
We got the munchies. What can I say?
It's good food.
So yeah, temperate versus indulgent.
Ooh, it can make us miss the next feast round. Spicy.
I failed both, so I go back to the first one.
You roll both out again, yeah.
If we succeed the first, do we need to roll the second?
Yes. In the cards, you always roll both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where am I? There we go.
And ideally, we succeed the first and then fail the second, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And whatever gets lower, basically.
Yeah, exactly. If both pass, it's the higher outcome. Yeah. And what we'll do is, if anyone does end up, since we're only doing a 2-round feast, if someone misses a round, we'll still make it fun. They just won't get geniality for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the skip a turn in board games.
So. Yeah, that sucks.
Okay.
If you
I
have
passed.
indulgent 16, you're mandatory. Wow.
Yeah, you can't resist.
Mm.
All right, so man, this must have been some good food. Did we have anyone that had to leave that passed indulgent higher than temperate?
I don't believe so.
I'm good.
Okay, so just to clarify, Vadin, you're good,
Yes.
and then Theodric, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Waylon, you still get 1 for being near the salt, and
Oh yeah.
no one has to retreat to the bathrooms or wherever they're going. Yeah, to get some air on the balcony, I guess. Yeah.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
Vadin, it is your go, sir. Oh, regale the host. So Duke Ulfius asks you to. You're asked to entertain the high table with a story. No.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know if this is something where Vadin's gonna go out of his way to try and be successful. Like, just a reminder, if this is important to you narratively, you can always try to impassion. If you don't know what to impassion by, hospitality is often a courtly one, right?
How does impassion work again?
If you test it, okay, and then there are a bunch of tokens in your way, so you won't be able to see. Down here, if your passion is under 15, it's kind of decent reward, low risk. So only if you fumble does anything bad happen. If your famous passion 16 or above, it's sort of higher reward, medium risk, and then exalted passion is high risk, high reward. So
Yeah, we're gonna try that for passion, loyalty, lord.
okay. Okay, success. So you get a +5 now to your. Ooh, that was a
Or
14 as well. When it's a 14, I'll just go ahead and give you a tick on loyalty, Lord, since it's a lower loyalty.
So to add the 5 in, I just do mod 5.
Yeah, you bet. All right, you killed it anyways. I didn't realize
Wow.
I have an orate. Yeah, so
Damn.
success. Your tail's adequate. +5, +1 geniality. So you get 2 geniality and a 3rd for being near the salt. So they seem impressed with your story. What do you tell, just for narrative purposes? What's your story about?
I tell the story of how I broke the trap at the Battle of London, allowing a lot of our knights to escape by running over 2 of the Saxons, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. That would definitely gain his attention, and the high table's attention in general, I think. So, all right.
Well, it's the son knows from the previous feast who I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ufo. Because
Yeah.
he came down and talked to me, but it doesn't hurt to remind the Lord of, like, hey, I exist.
Yeah, exactly. That's something you have to regularly do as a mercenary knight. Like,
Yeah.
just remember, I'm still here. Walk around with a name tag. Sir Gladivir, that brings us to you below the salt. So below the salt means that you get a 0 geniality for being there, and then it's dependent on your card or your action.
Okay.
What you get. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna try and draw a card here. More food again?
Ah.
Did we really?
I can't believe that.
Best feast ever.
Or worse.
So many cheeses. Give me all the cheeses.
Insane.
Meanwhile, Wolfius is like, this stuff's going bad, just send all of it out.
I understand why he's named Wolfius, because
I've never seen that
wolf
twice.
It down.
Yeah, I've never seen that
That's
twice.
crazy.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
not. Yeah, the deck's actually quite thick of cards, so that's surprising.
Just gotta reshuffle. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
Temperate.
Oh no! Oh wait, a fumble's good on indulgent. It means you're super not indulgent.
Oh my god.
Uh oh.
Okay, so
Critical
in theory,
temperate.
There's a critical.
Yep. Temperate 14 for you, good sir.
okay, so I fumbled temperate, but I failed indulgent. Is
You
that
can keep
do I-
rolling then. No, I don't.
Okay.
I won't. Yeah. Hey.
Oh, hell yeah.
critical
Oh.
temperate?
By the way, when you crit, that goes into automatic glory for you. So if you crit at the whatever your thing is you're testing, you get that much glory. So 16, you get 16.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Goes into the glory of that game.
That being
Yeah.
said, even though I crit temperate,
Check
I still need to
that.
roll
Check
indulgent.
to add the-
You do. I mean, not really. No, because you can't.
Well,
You
what if
can't
they
tie
both
it.
crit?
It's the higher crit then.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you can't. You crit at a 4. So
I passed temperate and indulgent, so I
which one's
really
higher?
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The temperate I passed.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Is anyone
take a
being-
nap.
Yeah, is anyone being sent away for the round?
Nope. I succeeded on temperate, but it failed indulgent.
Okay, there we go. You've survived 2 more foods.
Yeah, man. Let's
Food.
fucking go.
Today.
3's a charm.
Please
Let's see
stop.
it. Yeah. Okay, so you don't get any geniality for that card, Gladivir, but you do get your 16 glory. So that's
Yeah,
That's pretty
this
good.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute success.
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay. And between this like things going on here, I'm gonna give you all a intrigue roll to represent some minor gossip kicking around. Sorry. Before.
Nope.
Okay, I already got it. It's all good. Gladivir, I'll allow you to reroll if you want, but you can do intrigue or you can do recognize or heraldry. Any would.
Oh my god, my intrigue actually
Yeah.
succeeded.
Yeah, 'cause
Is
I
this
thought
the end of the curse? Probably not.
No, probably. Let's be honest.
Probably not.
Everyone
I'm probably just
passed.
gonna keep fumbling.
All right, good. So you see or you hear, because I think everyone chose intrigue, right? Out of those numbers, so you all hear gossip that there are 2 different figures here. One from Summerland and one from Summerland and one from Escavalon. So that would be Ninteliad's realm, and why don't I just show you on a map? How's that? It's probably more useful. Oh god. What the hell's going on with this map? Hold on one sec. I gotta fix this map. It's awful.
It's just the more food card on my screen.
Oh my god.
You'll never get away with it. You'll never get away from it.
Food, glorious
You
food.
can't keep getting away with it.
You should see the map now. Summerland is here. It's one of the counties of Logris, although it considers itself a petty kingdom as well.
It should.
Yeah. And then finally, Escavalon is the King Ninteli's realm. He's the one that's been conquesting for... one of you is from Bettagrain, I think, originally.
Vadin is, and
Yeah.
Chris is from just south of there. I don't
Yeah.
know which one it was, but
Yeah, Lambor, I think I want to say. Or maybe Rentis, I'm not sure. But yeah, so Ninteliad's the one who's been conquesting into Logris. He's a Welsh king from Carline. Which is, now that London's fallen, is the primary port of call for the Kimmery people. and it's where the Archbishop is seated. So there is a knight from there and a knight from Summerland. Both would suggest, if their presence here would suggest that they are planning to war, that they are calling for aid, or putting out the feeler. Since most of you are mercenary knights, something to consider, especially if they're not doing anything against London or the Saxons this year. So, could be a way to generate glory and income on an off year if Ulfius is not. And so with that, we'll go ahead and move back to the screen for the next round.
Delightful.
Okay, that brings us to Theodric.
Sorry, Roll20's just taking a hot minute here.
If you have cards up there,
Yes.
folks, if you can, any cards that aren't yours, if you can just kind of slide them off the map there, so you have a better view. All right. Where are we at? What we got? Theodric.
I had drawn Chance Encounter and Generous Knight.
Oh, interesting. What are you going with?
I mean, Generous Knight.
Can you slide it back? Can you slide Generous Knight back onto the map?
Yeah.
So I can read it. This screen.
Although, if you don't think it would apply, I can absolutely play the other one.
Oh, that's fine. Cards are cards, you get to choose. So, Rich and Generous Knight asks you about your circumstance at home. Your grade of maintenance is poor. It's not great right now. Okay, so this would be a way of looking after things for you. Okay, so the question is, do you decline the offer?
I don't think I will.
Yeah. Okay, so that's an easy card to geniality, and that might actually deal with the fact that Beowulf is and the Lord are not really looking after the land too well right now. So, give me 1 sec, Waylon, before we dive into your stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Take the opportunity.
I'm just getting myself ready to leave, so the moment we're done, I can.
Yeah. All is well.
Let me find my keys here, then we can start yours. You can, if you're gonna pull cards, you can pull them and then just read them.
I think I am going to talk to one of the knights that's around.
Since we need him to kind of do that, I'm just going to pull a card, and we'll see what happens, if that's alright with everyone else. Because I know he's going to get crunched for time here, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I am back. I could hear, but I was away from my mic. Yep. Good call. I appreciate it. So we can feel free to pull your card, and then while you're doing that, we can resolve this. Who are you looking to talk to?
Well, I know that some of them are more pagan friendly. So I suppose I'll speak to the delegate from Summerland.
Okay. Their name is Malagon.
Maligan. I don't know
Yeah.
who the fuck that is.
Indeed. Okay.
Maligan and Malahut.
So Maligan,
yeah.
is their name. They're cowardly 16, so no wonder why they're here rather than out on a battlefield.
Wow. But their valorous is 15.
It's like an army recruiter or something. So, anyways,
Wait. It's valorous and cowardly?
yeah, we've already established that higher number means it wins.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay.
Okay, so what are you looking to do here?
Oh, just get a conversation going about, how those knights are treated and how they're doing. They're smaller. And more of an underdog.
Where are you from again? You're from
Cheshire.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. Make an intrigue roll.
Is geniality a play?
It would, yes.
Oh yeah. It's a fail.
Okay. I mean, you don't get a lot of information other than you get his equivalent of like the recruitment pamphlet and like the package. What you do get, because he's more than willing to share and he's not trying to be secret about it, is they believe they are going to be invaded this year by Cornwall. And they're looking for any warm body to fight on their southern borders. That's the impression you get. No, you know what? With a failed intrigue, what's your pride? Is it like higher? It probably is. Like 13?
I don't think so. I think it's like
it's a pagan virtue.
It's 12.
12, yeah.
It's 12.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's indulgent. Yeah, proud is 12.
You get sold the bill of goods around how, they're looking for the bravest and the best, and that you might be one of them. And I think your lack of modesty would suggest that you actually kind of, not necessarily you're like sold on it, but you're like, you're like, it makes you feel good. You're like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Look at my muscles, flex a little bit.
Yeah.
I am pretty strong.
He must have singled me out. He must have singled me out for that conversation. And then you like, the camera pans and he's talking to like 3 other guys right after you. Yeah.
Basically looking at his hands.
Yeah.
The lines.
So what you're saying is you hit the gym up today. I gotcha.
You don't need to.
You're missing all the relevant cues. Only what you want to hear. Nice clean filter. Yeah.
Yep. That sounds good to me. I'm.
What's the
Right, sold.
Is it Zaf Brannigan? Is his name from? What's the name from?
Yeah.
You're having one of those Kirk vibes right now. No, in all seriousness, you just know that he does a better job than you at sort of selling you on it, and I think you're like that would be a good one, yeah. But you don't really get any detail about the safety or likelihood or where they're at or the state of things. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll jump over to Vadin.
So I got shafted by this card. Fashion disaster. Another knight has arrived wearing the same clothing as you.
Uh-oh.
Roll 1d20 versus your glory divided by 1,000. So my glory is 1.2.
Okay.
And he got a 2 on a 1d20.
Holy moly.
And he... Okay, hold on. It says higher +1 geniality if you decide to change clothes. Anyway, merciful. And your glory is 1, and he rolled a 2? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I had 1.2. So it was, unless I rolled a 1 on the d20, he was going to beat me. The best I could do on this one was a tie.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, let's do it this way. We don't know his... Because you could potentially tie him, at which there's no outcome. So, theoretically.
Well, yeah, it would be the 1d20, I think, is the guy, and then versus your glory divided by 1,000.
Plus 1 geniality if your status is higher.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
You are not a landed knight right now. You are a mercenary knight, correct? But what is
Not
Vaden's...
unless I got married.
What is Vaden's background, though?
Vaden is the third son of a... Let me pull up my bio. He's the third son of a vassal knight from Pendragon.
That would technically make you higher than a mercenary, so now we just got to figure out if he's a mercenary or not, as far as your kind of informal status. So, on a 7, 8, or 9, he's a mercenary. Everything else, he's probably a household knight or a vassal knight, and he would outrank you. Okay, he outranks you. Yes. Is that -2 geniality? That's oof.
If I don't change, if I go change, I lose the next round.
Oh, you're not going to have a next round anyways, so perfect. Like, yeah.
Modern
So,
problems require
yeah.
modern solutions.
yeah, okay. For sake of ease, we'll just say that you get your 1 geniality and carry on. You're like, maybe you miss the after party, I don't know. So, whatever that looks like. So, you decide to go change, but as a result, you don't end up with the -2. Because there's no round to miss. That's how we normally play it. It's not me being nice to you. So, all right. Gladivir.
All right, I'm drawing a card.
Oh, host card.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Oh, Yoan showed up.
Let's see. The host seeks your counsel about some problems with another knight or lord. And I roll intrigue.
Hey, look at that. So this would be UFO.
Wow. Okay.
I think. Just because... Oh, it's UFO anyways. So this would be UFO because he's more in a state. I don't know if Ulfius is the kind to seek advice at this point.
Yeah.
He's
From a
older
like
and-
22-year-old.
Well, Orpheus could be like, anyone would agree with me. Look at this random knight over here. You, what do you think?
Just nodding my head.
If
Yeah.
if he was a more proud guy, I totally agree. So, he's not though. So, we'll say it's UFO because UFO's definitely riding that wave at this point. He's like 25 or something, 26, maybe a little older, but I think it's around that. The host nods approvingly. All right, that's a huge card for you. That's 4 geniality. You're gonna get this. Round.
Wow, that's incredible.
Oh
You just-
yeah.
Problem with the Knight of the Night. Let's roll 2d100 since this is a bit of a story thing. Let's see
Okay.
what's going on. 8765. Okay. You know what? This can be Sir Maligan, actually, from Summerland.
Okay.
He's really
Yeah.
pushing their recruitment to Summerland, and you find out that Sir Ufo says, like, that is a lost cause. Like, if Cornwall is invading there, there's nothing that that petty kingdom will be able to do to resist it. I'm not sending my men there, but he won't stop politely consulting me, and he's like, "What do you think I should do to have him stop ruining my feast?"
Yeah, bothering me about this.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think your like advice would be
For that? I mean, probably something along the lines of just being, keeping you kind of tying into the good traits of Gladivir. You want to maintain temperance. You can't. It is a virtue to be wise about how you handle your troops and your time, and continue to have some level of patience with him, even though he is bothering you. Don't let it get to you.
Understood. Yeah, I think he kind of mutters something about wishing sometimes that he wasn't a duke's son,
Yeah.
But then he nods, and then he thanks you for that. You can tell he's sincerely grateful. More importantly, other people see him bother to talk to someone below the salt and a mercenary knight about that, so it nets you for geniality.
Awesome.
All right, folks, and with that, I do need to duck out. What I'm going to do is cut you over to the winter phase screen. If you guys want to walk Chris through
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
those things, that's fine. You can have him test 2 extra things of his choice for now. That's fine. And then we can maybe see what he got up to, why he wasn't at this feast next time.
Oh, yeah. Could we draw cards from him?
No, I'm not here to arbiter that stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, all right, so we'll leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and duck out. Thanks for playing, guys. And I think we will continue the trend and do this again next Sunday. I'm just thinking out loud because of the holiday season. I'd like to get you guys proper into 404. I'm hoping that we can get you guys into just behind the streams if possible. But anyways,
Going into fairy?
good stuff, guys. One last point. Maybe out of character, you guys know that there's option for war. There's been no call to war by Ulfius, so that's one thing that you can verify in this winter phase, or sorry, in this Easter feast. So there's no call for muster. That means that Silchester is not planning to war this year. So what you guys need to factor in is, do you want to stick around Silchester, see if you can do some kind of quest? And I know you might have to get a little awkward with this because Theodric, you're a household knight. This is where that will run into trouble sometimes. You're not necessarily looking for the mercenary call, but you can still work that out. So options are stick around Silchester, find something that's more cut like a quest to do. Go to where Summerland is and participate in whatever they're doing, or potentially Escavalon, which you know very little about at this point, as far as like what they're up to this year. So does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Yeah.
Quest, Summerland War, Escavalon, question mark. Okay. We'll talk to you all later. Yeah.
All right.
What
Thank you,
even
Bob.
is
Bye.
Escavalon?
Take care.